Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 10 million views.
We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ plus brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in the LGBTQ plus community.
There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ plus evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine's Happening Out television network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ community.
Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 10,000 LGBTQ television stories. We will produce the 25th anniversary of our Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th. We present Pride Fest in August and Pride Fort Lauderdale in February. Our magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
That's right, Javiera. And in 2025, more than 100 community leader anchors will host this show to support the LGBTQ plus community. Let's meet today's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Rex Rogosch. Rex Rogosch is a visionary designer with over 30 years of experience in product design, interior design, and architecture, also known in the drag community as International Lords. Rex recently returned to performing, which we're so happy about, and as president and co-founder of Lantera, he champions mental health awareness through vibrant, exclusive events. So Rex, Lantera hosts the 2nd annual Come As You Are Prom on May 17th. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, Lantera is hosting an unforgettable evening of fun and advocacy with our Come As You Are Prom, a flashback to the 80s, on Saturday, May 17th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. and is being held at the Wilton Collective's event space. This is our signature fundraising event for self-expression and community while raising funds for mental health awareness in the area. The night kicks off with our VIP hour from 7 to 8 and offering guests a commemorative cup for unlimited prom punch and free drinks with Lantera wristbands to get you into perks for future events. General admission includes 2 free drinks as well. We have our guest dance DJ Marky Mark hitting the 80s hits and enjoying electrifying performances by none other than Jasmine Price Lords and Katia Tension. All proceeds will support Lantera's mission to provide mental health resources within our community. For event details, please visit Lantera FL on all social media. And not only that, we are actually crowning this year a prom king and queen. So all contestants will be announced on Friday, and anybody who comes can put a vote in for the prom king and queen this year. And we have some very high profile surprise candidates.
Well, I mean, I'm already excited about all the high-profile stuff you said. You had me at Jasmine Price Lords.
Right.
That drag queen is freaking amazing.
And now that she's not here, we can talk about her. We can talk about her because she's not here.
Her. Like, Jasmine is
Jasmine and Katia.
such a bitch. Such a bitch. But she's so freaking talented. Like, you want her to be performing at your event. But she's a bitch. You know what I mean?
Like, I can't talk too much about her because she is my mother. So.
By the way, the first time I was in Florida, the first drag show that I saw was from Katia Attention.
Word! That's a really good drag queen. That is a really good drag queen.
There you go. Okay, so it's no surprise that, Jason is at the table and Jason is Jasmine Lord. So you're going to be performing at this event. That is, okay, well, they had me at Come As You Are Prom, right? Because, like, for this lesbian, I didn't get to go to my prom with the hot girl that I knew in school that I wanted to go to, right? Then when Rex said 80s, I was like, yes, bitch, I am there, right? Then they say you and Katia, and I'm like, there. So tell us about what to expect from you performing.
Well, first of all, I'm an 80s baby, so that is right up my alley. We're going to have so much fun. And I mean, clearly Rex knows what he's doing and what he's planning, because I think it's a great idea, top to bottom. And I just know it's going to be a night full of fun. My son, I'm very proud of him. I can't wait to see what is entailed. I know it's going to be an amazing night. And I have one question. The spike will be punched, right? The punch will be spiked.
Sound like you already hit that spike.
As the adult chaperone at the event, I cannot confirm nor deny that the the punch will be spiked. And it's very important to know about this event that it is Come As You Are. So we want to really be inclusive. So last year we actually had people dress up in full furry gear.
Okay.
We had men wearing dresses, but not in drag. We had women wearing suits. We had the full gambit, and we also had straight allies there. We had people who never had been to their prom before, so they were able to actually do their prom for the first time. So we really do want to stress the point that this is for full inclusion. It really is truly a mental health reprise. It's a night that you can come and have fun and just like relive any moment that you want to relive or re-experience.
And open to all. Men, women, transgender, cis, non-binary, everyone on the spectrum.
Anybody in the community, and I define community as everybody, your neighbors.
I love it.
People you don't
if you're
like.
an ally, you're allowed to. People you don't like, if they got money, we want them there, all right? Because we need that money.
Take it.
Because I want to be able to change their minds.
I love that. I love that. And you've got, like, the DJ with the most is doing it, okay? Marky Mark. It don't get no better than Marky, okay? With his blue freaking beard, Like, he's just like, and like, I mean, that's his specialty is making sure that you're on that dance floor the whole entire time. And that's what's going to happen at this, all right?
Absolutely.
So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at the second annual Come As You Are Prom on May 17th. Next anchor, let's welcome anchor Jason Cobian.
Feels weird.
It feels so weird, Jasmine. I mean, Jason. So Jason is the festival coordinator for Outshine Film Festival. With a passion for community, they are dedicated to creating an inspiring and inclusive space for filmmakers and audience alike. So Jason, Jasmine, the Outshine Film Festival comes to South Florida in April. Tell me all the wonderful things that are happening.
Okay, so the 27th spring edition for the Outshine LGBTQ Plus Film Festival, presented by Gilead, begins on April 17th in Miami Beach and runs through April 24th. The vibrant celebration of queer cinema continues in Fort Lauderdale from the 25th to the 27th, followed by the virtual Outshine at Home from April 28th to May 4th. The festival opens with screenings of On Swift Horses on Thursday, April 17th at 7 p.m. at Regal South Beach in Miami. Attendees can enjoy impactful queer stories promoting inclusivity and awareness. Outshine offers a membership package starting at $90 with exclusive access to events and screenings. For more details, visit outshinefilm.com. And I have been with them for a little while now, but I'm so excited to be a part of this amazing historic event that's been happening. They're doing, I don't think people understand, is the equivalent of 6 festivals a year. We're doing half of it in Miami. It's considered one. Then we come up to Fort Lauderdale, do another part, and then the at home, and then we do it all over again in the fall.
Wow.
So this is a lot of work, but it's a work of love and a passion.
Yes.
All the work going into it is amazing. Not to mention all the after parties during like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday night ones. We have some great, amazing things. And then something we also also didn't mention the Centerpiece Project. So on the 24th, which is the day before we start up here, we're doing a big event in Bolero at Dania Point.
Ooh.
And the Regal, we're doing a movie there. So kind of like to bridge the gap between the Miami, the Fort Lauderdale, kind of our center spot.
Yes.
So it's a lot of amazing fun things going on.
So much stuff going on.
And you know, I like to party, so it's a lot of a lot of good stuff happening.
A lot of great stuff. Like, so folks, you definitely got to go check it out at outshinefilm.com because there's so much stuff going on. And like you said, like they usually used to do a week full in Miami, and then months later they would do another week up in Fort Lauderdale. And I love how they've bridged that gap, like you said, you know, because there's so many Wilton people that are like, oh, I don't go to Miami. And so many Miami people that say, don't come to Wilton. It's half-hour apart, folks. And it really isn't that big of a deal, right? But now with like Alan coming up, you know, Alan being the, what's his title?
Our executive director?
No, your new executive director. I know that he came on last year and like kind of revamped some things. So like I'm super excited for this year's. It's going to be fantabulous. Dino Mosquera, that he's part of our team here. He's on the screening committee. I'm going to have him on my show. We're going to talk about all the Spanish films too. So lots of stuff going on.
A lot of great stuff. And even part of me joining, one thing I was extremely passionate about, just being full transparent. You know, there's a very color of person that is associated with these kind of film festivals. And obviously I'm a minority. I come up with a different mindset. I'm about a color of, you know, ethnic background. I'm a drag queen. I'm in the queer culture. So I was very passionate about like helping include that in their picks moving forward and being a part of that. And that's something very important to me.
Yeah.
And they valued that from the beginning.
Isn't that wonderful?
So, yeah.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we want to see ourselves on screen, okay? And Outshine does that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the movie lineup, and there is a huge diversity, and I would recommend that if you can't do some of the at-home stuff. I did it last year because I travel a lot for work, so I was able to do a lot of the at-home films. And what I love about it is there's different films. It's not just the Brokeback Mountain style films. I mean, there are documentary style, there are some really heartfelt movies that people really can find out more about our community. And again, it's a wide range of our community. It's not just gay boys on screen.
Also, to add to that, just one little tidbit. In the main media with the films that we see, you see oftentimes the same story regurgitated so many different times.
Yep.
Going into a queer space and seeing these queer stories, they come up with new formats, new storylines, new character archetypes, and just new ways to enjoy the media that is cinema. So not only are you going to just have a good time and watch a fun story, you're probably going to see something so brand new that you've never seen before.
Right?
And we have to continue this because there has been the same story of man meets woman, which we enjoy for eons since Faye was born. That's a long time ago. So like now we get some new stories coming out through the queer experience.
And we deserve that.
Yeah,
right?
we
And we
do.
deserve that. Okay. And we will see it, and Outshine Film will give it to us this year for sure. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at the Outshine Film Festival in April. Let's welcome my main B. Her name is Bonnie Builder. Yes, she is the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the forever reigning Mixed Mary's Wilton Manners, because after they gave her the crown, it broke. Bonnie, GMCSF announces historic raffle for $30,000 trip to Machu Picchu and Peru for Pride concert, June 21st. Tell me what's happening.
Okay. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is set to dazzle audiences with dazzling divas, a vibrant musical celebration honoring legendary voices. This spectacular Pride concert will take place on Saturday, June 21st at 8 p.m. Don't you dare be late, at the Parker in Fort Lauderdale. Attendees can enjoy a night of electrifying performances while supporting the LGBTQ+ community. This event also features a historic raffle offering a chance to win a luxurious, wait for it, $30,000 trip to Machu Picchu and Peru. Tickets for the concert start at $40, promising an unforgettable experience blending music, pride, and community spirit. For ticket information and raffle details, visit gmcsf.org. $30,000 trip to Machu Picchu.
Take that in.
First of all, I didn't think that was a real place. I thought that was made up. So first fun fact, that's cool. And the fact that you get to go there for free, they foot the bill. Child, please. So you'll see me there. I'm gonna enter the raffle, and if you enter, good luck.
You should absolutely not miss the opportunity to visit Machu Picchu, which is like a really beautiful place, like in Peru. Like I'm from Peru.
I was gonna say, aren't you Peruvian?
Yeah.
If she beautiful, the place is beautiful. I'm telling you.
Beautiful, right? But look, Javiera's telling you, do not miss the opportunity to go, right?
You should not. Like there's like the ruins of Machu Picchu. There's something really mystic over there, and it's an absolutely unforgettable experience. You should.
Okay, wow. And listen, and a trip worth 30 G's? I mean, like, come on.
I'm a nerd. I don't know if y'all know that, but
I know.
Guinea pigs are native to only Peru.
What?
Yes.
Oh, is that true?
Can you imagine going out and seeing native guinea pigs just running around?
Like iguanas here, you mean? Like just running around like that?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
It is
I prefer
Peru.
the guinea over the
I told you I'm a
iguana.
nerd.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
In fact, in Peru, you have like the coast, you have the mountains, and you have the jungle. So like Machu Picchu is located in the mountains.
Okay.
So over the mountains, you will absolutely see llamas. You will see that too. Like you get to see a lot of fauna.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, and I love the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, right? I love that they're very inclusive. It's not just boys that sing in the chorus, right? And they're always trying to do great and different things. And so Dazzling Divas sounds like a great night out, right?
Yes.
With the Gay Men's Chorus, and you get to buy one of these raffle tickets to maybe get a trip that's worth 30 G's, you know?
I think we'll all be there.
Guess no better, right?
Absolutely.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at the GMCSF Pride Concert and Raffle for $30,000 trip to Machu Picchu and Peru on June 21st. Let's welcome anchor and beauty herself, Javiera Arnillas. Her first time at the table, folks. Yes. So Javiera is a talented Peruvian actress, model, and activist known for her roles in Sin Vagina, Me Marginan, and Un Romance Singular. A beauty queen and LGBTQ plus advocate, she represented Peru in the 2021 Miss International Queen competition and earned a 2023 Luces Award nomination for Best Actress. Javiera, Outshine LGBTQ plus Film Festival's Latin Spotlight movie, Fine Young Men, on April 18th. Tell me what's happening.
Alejandro Andrade's pieces Fine Young Men will screen on April 18 at 7:15 p.m. at Regal South Beach as part of the Latin Spotlight. This Mexican drama, released in 2024, delves into the struggles of Alf, a student at a strict Catholic school whose growing bond with new classmate Oliver disrupts his friendships. Caught between peer pressure and societal norms, Alf's betrayal of Oliver forces him to confront painful truths about masculinity, privilege, and internalized homophobia. The film has already earned acclaim, including an official selection at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. For more details, visit outshinefilm.com. Well, I think it's absolutely beautiful to see this kind of movies that are Latin, especially because of the current situation we're living here. I feel like Latin people in the US and all over the world, we should be able to see our stories and to feel represented in the cinema, in the movies, because I believe that that's the way in which we can feel empowered to just keep moving forward.
So beautifully said, and if I can add to that, with that, while we're giving a space for queer movies and queer films, we still have different lived experiences because of the color of our skin and where we come from and the languages we speak. So this is a beautiful opportunity for us to see how Spanish culture, while dealing with queer stuff and gay rights and gay life, how it affects us Hispanic people versus how it expects white people or how it expects black people. It's very different. We get a little sneak peek into that, and I'm so excited.
Well, I think it can be relatable too for anybody because, I mean, adolescence is always a troubling experience, regardless if you're gay or straight, Latin or white. And so to be able to see somebody else's story and go, you know what, I can relate, then that means I should be able to relate to that person in real life.
Yeah.
So I think, again, it's a lesson to learn, to go watch these other stories and go, how can I relate to that? And as long as there's subtitles, it's fine.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It don't matter, like, if you don't know Spanish or you don't, because, again, there's subtitles for everything, right? And even if, how about you don't have to know Latin, but maybe you like Latin boys, and that's all you need to know, right? Because then you're going to see them on the screen, you know?
Correct.
For Fine Young Men, I think that this is a great, beginning, kickoff for the Latin spotlight, especially when it comes to religion. Like, a lot of us in Latin culture, we know how big the Catholic religion is, especialmente in Colombia, in Puerto Rico, and all those places. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And, you know, I mean, people are afraid to touch that religion subject sometimes, you know, and it's so important, especially now.
Absolutely, and it's even important to say that people who are part of our community are still religious as well. So
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean like you have to avoid religion at all. I think it's beautiful to see this kind of movies that showcase how religion and the LGBTIQ identity can like be able to go together as well.
Well, it's about respect. I mean, I don't necessarily have to agree with somebody, but I can respect them.
Of course.
So, or I might not be able to understand. So I think it's always a learning experience, and everybody should be open to that. And so that way we can gain more respect for something that we don't know.
100%. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at the Outshine LGBTQ Film Festival's Latin Spotlight movie, Fine Young Men, on April 18th.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary event host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspot's Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Faye, the first ever Wilton Women's Week will kick off April 26th to show lesbian and queer women representation matters. Tell me, what's happening?
Yes, I am woman. Hear me roar, baby. Wilton Women's Week is coming. Skirt, SoFlo, and Women with Pride are set to launch an exciting week of LGBTQ women-centered events. Starting on Saturday, April 26th at Hunter's Nightclub, we're going to be boogieing from 6 to 9 p.m. Attendees can enjoy a vibrant evening of music, community, and celebration. $20 donation grants entry and a specialty drink, and access to music by the talented DJ Music Hat. The first 100 guests will receive exclusive Wilton Women's Week swag bags, perfect look photo. A women-owned company will capture unforgettable moments with its interactive photo booth. The event promises a night of fun, friendship, and support, with all proceeds benefiting the Women with Pride programs. Organizers aim to foster community and empower LGBTQ women. For more information on this week-long celebration, visit wiltonwomensweek.org. And I couldn't be happier because this falls on Lesbian Visibility Week. It also falls on just, you know, an incredible time for our community to come together. And big shout out going out to Skirt and the women over at Pride doing the big thing and making this happen. Like, you know, lesbians and women, and if you are femme presenting, you know, this is all about you. But it also is about all the people who love us also, you know. And it's time to represent and do it big. And these chicks are going to do that. You know?
I think you know, gay men should also be there to support, because I mean, we have to remember that lesbians were there for us, especially during the 80s, and they're usually the first to champion us. But yet there's a lot of times there's a division between gay men and lesbians, and you don't see women feeling comfortable in a lot of the gay bars in Wilton. And so I think we need to start, you know, bridging that. So events like this, I think, are important, not for women to get seen and be heard, but also to feel that inclusion.
Yeah, and that's why it's so spectacular that they're kicking it off at Hunters. You know, when you think of Hunters, you know, you're thinking, you know, it's boy-centric, and it's your Sunday tea dance, and it's their line dancing, and it's their packed-ass place on Friday and Saturday, right? But did you know that women go there too, and we have a great time at Hunters, and we're welcomed? So this is a wonderful way, like you said, Rex, to invite other women at Hunters and go, look, you know, it's friendly. You're allowed, you know, like you're welcomed here. We
Hunters
want you
being
to
a
party
giant
here.
pillar of the community,
You know?
saying we're leading the charge on this. It encourages other businesses to be like, women, we'll take your money to. No, I'm kidding.
No, but
women,
you
you are
know
welcome
It's
in this
true,
space
it's true.
as well. Like, come here. You are family with us. We will not exclude you. If Hunters can lead the charge, and they've been. Hunters is that girl. I'm sorry. Hunters is that girl in Wilton Manors. If Hunters can do it, the rest of y'all can do it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I think it's important, like during everything going on right now in the community and the world, we talk about like, you know, presenting as one community when things are tough and when we need to stick together, but also when things are going good and we party and we celebrate, and we don't have that very much.
Yeah.
So this
Agreed.
is a beautiful, fun, it doesn't have to only be we come together when things are hard,
Right.
but we should be able to celebrate and love and have a great time together and feel safe and included on each other. And this is a great first step, and I'm so
100%.
excited.
100%. And the reality is that we don't know what the next year looks for us. We don't know what the next half of the year looks for us. So any way that we can represent and show our light to others, we need to do it. All right. And Women's Week is going to do it in a big way.
That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing. And Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the first ever Wilton Women's Week launching April 26th.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up trans rights. Elon Musk says Tesla is in trouble because of trans people? We collectively laugh. Ha ha. Elon Musk and his right-wing allies are using recent Tesla protests to amplify anti-trans rhetoric, drawing backlash from LGBTQ advocates. Protests have erupted at Tesla dealerships across the U.S. and around the world in response to Musk's controversial actions. While most protests were peaceful, isolated incidents of vandalism occurred in Las Vegas and Kansas City, with Tesla vehicles reportedly set on fire. The FBI confirmed it's working with local authorities to investigate the incidents. Instead of addressing valid concerns, Musk posted unverified claims from a right-wing source accusing trans and non-binary people of being disproportionately involved in the Tesla vandalism. Quoting a user named Insurrectionist Barbie, he claimed, quote, 3 out of 4 arrested for vandalizing Teslas are transgender or non-binary, end quote, and suggested hormones cause extreme emotional volatility. The baseless assertion drew sharp criticism. GLAAD condemned Musk's misinformation, highlighting the harm caused by anti-trans fear-mongering. Oh, Lord, let me take a breath with this, okay? Elon Musk, you are an idiot, okay? Let's start with that, all right? Tesla's in trouble because of less than 1.6% of our population. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, that is ridiculous. It has nothing to do with the fact that you were not voted into office, but yet you're making decisions for the American people. Maybe that's a reason why people are vandalizing your vehicles, and your stock has gone down so bad. I mean, I've got friends who had to get rid of their Teslas, right? And I say had very loosely, okay? Because as gay people, you should not be having a Tesla. If you're gay and you're out there and you have a Tesla and you're being vandalized, get rid of the Tesla. Get rid of the Tesla.
It's not that easy.
Well, okay.
I have a Tesla.
Oh, well then.
Okay.
Okay, well then get rid of the Tesla.
It's not that easy. And this is what I'm going to say. As a person who owns businesses as well, I don't agree with Musk. I don't agree with anything he says. I don't agree with his policies. I don't agree with how he's handling things. But there's also no room for violence, and there's no room to, if someone vandalized my car, okay, yes, I drive a Tesla, but that doesn't mean I agree with Musk. I got the car before Musk even did his thing. I'm in a lease that I can't get out of. You don't know my tribulations. So I don't agree with the violence in that. It's not so easy. It's not so black and white. What's black and white is that he is saying hateful rhetoric. That's hurting us. Absolutely. We have the right to protest. We have the right to stop buying his cars. We have the right to sell off our stocks. We don't have the right for violence. I'm sorry. Okay, and you don't have, and you can't, and don't come for my car because you don't know what my troubles are as well. Have a conversation with me.
Okay. Isn't it mostly like cars in the shop and at the dealership? I don't know. I haven't seen many stories where like they're actually personalized.
There are people have had their cars personalized.
Listen, people have been. Yes. There's videos of it. You know, the Teslas have that side video. So it really it can take a video of anybody walking by the Tesla.
Correct.
So there's tons of videos of it, okay? The reality is that you don't know what the person went through, right? And there's actually stickers now to help people so their cars don't get vandalized, right?
It's true.
There's a sticker that you put in the back of your car that says, I bought this before Elon went crazy.
Agreed. It's great.
Okay? And it's worked for people, because it's true. You don't know what the owner has been through, but you can also deny to get into it, right? I had an Uber driver come up to me with a Tesla and I was like, no, thank you. Cancel ride. My own personal preference to do that.
Agreed.
He is blaming, a part of our community that is already a target of so much.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And also like feeding that rhetoric, of people that have the misinformation from day one.
I mean, that rhetoric of saying that us transgender people are dangerous, like that comes from so long ago. Like that's old fashioned. Like, come on.
Played out.
It's definitely his hate of his trans daughter who constantly is speaking out so very well. So well spoken. Yeah. And I think this is just another way for him to try to dig back, but looking miserable the entire time. It doesn't work. Sorry.
100%.
No accountability on his end. Doesn't understand that his own actions are causing this and nobody else's, and he has to blame somebody else.
Yeah, it's redirecting everything. Yeah. They're never going to take responsibility for anything that they're doing. He's never going to say that he's done anything negative to affect us, even with his own stock.
And look, I understand the first brick was thrown speech and change, and we had people sitting on buses and people getting shot with water cannons. I get all that, and I do understand that we need to stand up to the hate that's happening, because it's affecting all of us. It just doesn't affect LGBTQ people. It affects their friends and their family. But we need to do it in a smart way. And I don't have the answer, but I do think that before you raise up that spray paint can or that brick or whatever, at least think first and exhaust all other options.
Oh my God, yeah. But I honestly think that our people think further than that. Than just to go and vandalize a place. I mean, the story was about Elon blaming trans people for.
I understand that, but it does talk about the vandalism.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, mainstream media does hook onto certain things. And so I think as us as a community, and a community meaning your friends, your family and everything, I think you need to sit down and have those conversations with them. Because like I said, I am a Tesla owner and I have friends who are Tesla owners, and I've had this conversation online because I'm part of all these car groups and everything. And there are people that have the money to be able to get out of their cars, and there's people that don't. Same with Uber drivers. I had this conversation with somebody recently. They're like, well, I'm going to deny it. I'm like, that's great, but that's not hurting Elon. That's hurting the person driving.
100%.
So you have to think about that person who's now driving Uber because he can't get a job, or that's the only job that they can get. So now you just canceled their thing. So there is some trickle down effects. And like I said, there's no easy answers here. It's not black and white. And I just want people to realize that it's not black and white. There are full spectrum here that we need to talk about and have those conversations. And I want people to have the conversations. And I think that's the problem, is some people aren't. They're just blatant.
Tough conversations that definitely need to be had. Yes. So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Rex Rogosch, and let's queer up the worldview. New study documents 1 in 10 LGBTQ in UK subject to exorcism or rape for conversion therapy. A new study from LGBTQ plus charity Stonewall has revealed the striking persistence of conversion therapy in the UK, despite years of promises to ban the practice. Conversion therapy is a discredited and harmful practice claims to change a person's gender, identity, or sexual orientation through abusive methods such as physical assault, forced prayer, and even correctional rape. The study found that 31% of queer respondents had experienced one form of conversion therapy. Nearly 1 in 5 reported physical assaults, being forced to pray, or facing social exclusion. Over 10% said they had endured pseudo-scientific counseling, while others face horrific acts like corrective rape, exorcism, being made to ingest purifying substances. 15% were even threatened with homelessness. Trans and non-binary people were particularly targeted, with 38% reporting physical assault and the same percentage facing exclusion from family, friends, and community. Despite promises from the successive UK governments, conversion therapy remains legal in the country. The Labour Party has pledged to ban it, but for many the damage has already been done. The urgent call now is for a comprehensive ban that protects all LGBTQ people, ensuring justice for survivors and restoring the UK's reputation as a champion of queer rights. Okay. It's just wrong on all levels. The government is supposed to be there to protect you. And, there's no reason that a government shouldn't see this as an affliction on human rights, period.
Yeah.
Period.
No, period. The UK is no better than the US, okay? So for folks that are thinking that they're packing up their shit and going over there because it's better, it's not, okay? Anti-LGBTQ rhetoric has run amok. Hate crimes are up more than doubled than the last couple of years. It's crazy up there, And whose idea is this? What freaking misogynistic, disgusting piece of shit man, because it was a man who came up with this, that would be the way to take care of somebody. Conversion therapy to rape somebody, right? Well, to beat the shit out of them, right? And to make them pray, because that would have hurt me more than probably the rape would have been, to force me to pray.
Well, and I think that's also the problem too, is that religion sometimes is tied to this in a lot of times, yes. in very negative ways. And it hurts because there are a lot of people out there that look at religion for savior, to help them navigate their life, and for it to then be a backlash against them. So you're already dealing with, the negativity from your family or peers of being LGBTQ, and then to have this then forced upon you, and then not to have your government be there to back you up. It just puts you in a position where you're like, well, why do I why do I even go on?
Yeah.
It sounds like worse than like almost any horror movie we could imagine.
Yeah.
Like, to talk about like to include, you know, like rituals and like all this stuff. It's so archaic and it's disgusting to think about.
Please, Bonnie.
To the person that's about to comment below this YouTube video right now and say some foolishness, let me call to your empathy right now. Imagine a child being locked into a room, a child that was grown up to learn that you're supposed to trust the adults around you. The adult that is in charge of you, forcing you in a room alone, and is encouraged, that adult is encouraged to inappropriately touch you and to convince you that who you are is wrong. And the only way to fix you is to touch you inappropriately. Before any of y'all go in the comments and start acting a fool, I implore you to really think about what an innocent child has to endure in these disgusting circumstances. Like, all these conditions are awful, but to have an adult that you're supposed to trust touch you inappropriately, and yet there will be no consequences because that person is encouraged to do so, is absolutely heartbreaking.
And sometimes paid to do so, Bonnie. I mean, can you believe that?
So.
You know, it's crazy. And honestly, it really triggers me as a lesbian, as a woman. You know, when I first came out, I had a straight man come to me and throw me up against the wall and say, you just haven't gotten the right dick, right? And he basically sexually assaulted me, right? And needless to say, I had gotten, you know, I didn't know what to do in public after that, right? For a very long time. And so, you know, I knew for a long time that I was gay, right? That didn't change it. Right? All that did was was have me lose the confidence and trust in people and in men.
And I think you just made a point that this conversion therapy opens up the floodgates of what's right and what's wrong and how do we correct stuff. So while this is, you know, indicative for our community, it opens up the gates for, you know, well, you know,
if they're doing it, we can do our own.
Correct. You know, you don't have the right dick, or you didn't get the right pussy, or you didn't get whatever, and or your mama didn't beat you right, or you know, it opens up the floodgates.
It does.
And again, to have a government just to turn a blind eye, because more than likely it is religious, and so they claim separation of church and state.
Yeah, which there isn't.
There isn't, and the condoning of it and is just disrespectful.
Amen. Well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now, let's deep dive into the big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Jason Cobian, and let's queer up entertainment. Elton John breaks down crying while writing his new song about my death. Elton John and Brandi Carlile are days away from releasing their deeply personal new album, Who Believes in Angels. The two Grammy award-winning artists recently joined Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett on the Smart List podcast, where they opened up about one of the album's most haunting tracks, When the Old World Is Done With Me. Elton John revealed that the song addresses his own mortality. He said, and I quote, "I just broke down for 45 minutes and it's all on film," unquote. Noting that the footage will appear in the album's companion documentary, Who Believes in Angels? Stories from the Edge of Creation. Carlile, whose voice trembled while recording, recalled, and I quote, "I want everybody to see it because it's really human, like deeply flawed and embarrassing. The kind of shit that you do when you forget that there's a camera on is what's really interesting," unquote. In December, 78-year-old Elton John revealed he is losing eyesight in his right eye. Yet, he feels the upcoming album is the best record he has made in 40 years. Who Believes in Angels, released on April 4th. With Stories from the Edge of Creation premiering the same day at 92NY in New York City, the trailer is now available. I mean, I think this is going to be amazing. You know, a real artist can tell a story and make you feel something. And the more genuine they are to and connected to that story, you can feel it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine people who are going to hear this who are, you know, having to watch their parents age, who are them facing aging on your own and not relate to that when you hear authenticity, especially the way that he has done for years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
I can imagine.
And, I mean, he's a light, and he's been giving us music for, 40 years, 50 years. I don't know how long, but it's been a very long time. And he keeps on reinventing himself, and the LGBTQ plus community keeps on eating it up. You do a song with Gaga, we're like, give us more, right? I mean, but he's been through some shit. Elton John has been through some shit, right? He started the AIDS Foundation because he had lost a bunch of people to AIDS in the 80s, right? And then, he made friends with Ryan White. And if you guys remember who Ryan White was, he was the kid that had AIDS back in the 80s, I want to say it was. And he passed away. And when the kid passed away, Elton John was living with a really bad cocaine and alcoholic problem, okay? And when Ryan White died, he decided to get sober. The man's been through a lot of stuff,
Let's give him some props. He's 78 years old and still performing. And probably still at the top of his game. And I just hope that people actually listen to the song for what it is and don't go, oh, I hope the dance remix is coming up and we're going to scare it in the club, which I'm sure there will be.
That's inevitable.
But I think when artists really do sit down and put out their heart, and it gives us a glimpse into their life. But again, it's something that's relatable. We can sit there and go, oh, well, okay, I'm no spring chicken myself. So, these are real true stories, and it's from somebody that we've grown up with.
Right.
So I hope people really sit and listen to it and take it for what it is.
Listen, your song comes up on the radio and I cry. Right? I mean, I think he's got that down pat to make us all cry and make himself cry, and that's okay. This is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm obviously Bonnie Builder, and let's queer up entertainment. Liza Minnelli will be honored at RuPaul's Drag Race April 19th finale. Liza Minnelli, an icon of stage, screen, and song, is being honored by RuPaul's Drag Race with the Giving Us Lifetime Achievement Award during the season 17 finale. The show's tribute celebrates Minnelli's illustrious career, spanning Broadway, Hollywood, and beyond. Minnelli, the daughter of the legendary Judy Garland, cemented her legacy with an Oscar-winning performance as Sally Bowles in Cabaret and a nomination for the Stereo Cuckoo. Her concert film Liza with a Z earned her an Emmy. She also holds 2 Tonys for Flora the Red Menace and The Act, and received the Grammy Living Legend Award in 1990. Past recipients of the Giving Us Lifetime Achievement Award include, fashion icon Bob Mackie in season 15, and another pause, Cassandra Peterson, the iconic Elvira in season 16. It's fitting for RuPaul's Drag Race, fresh from winning the Outstanding Reality Program competition at the 36th GLAAD Media Awards, to honor a performer who's always shown us that life is a cabaret, where all gender is drag, and Liza Minnelli will forever be a legend. Now, as one of the youngest people at this table here, I didn't learn about Liza. Yeah, I said it. I didn't learn about her until my adult years, and I truly grew an appreciation for her. First of all, learning what her mother did and what the death of her mother prompted, the fact that we can all sit at this table right here because of the death of Judy Garland, is an incredible in and of itself. But the fact that that incredible woman gave birth to an incredible woman, an icon, gave birth to an icon. How many people can actually say that? And the fact that this woman is still alive to smell the flowers that we continue to give her and are about to give her at the season 17 finale. I was gagged when I saw this post on Instagram. I was like, ain't no goddamn way.
Right?
First of all, RuPaul looks sickening in that photo.
Right?
But the fact Liza was there and is ready to be celebrated amongst the people that love and obsess over her is, that we will all be brought to tears in that moment.
Come on, it's Liza, I wasn't raised on her music either, just so you know. Right? But when you come out as gay, you're told you have to watch these certain things, right? You have to love Liza Minnelli. You have to know about the Birdcage. There's certain cult classics that you need to know as a gay person, right? And Liza with a Z is one of them. Like when the movie came out and What's Her Face played her, I mean, it was incredible to hear the backstory and find out everything that happened. Our living legends are living right now. We want to give them those flowers while they're alive. I mean, Liza has done so much for our community and for gay boys everywhere, right? She deserves this. And especially now with RuPaul running for president, right? Maybe he'll take Liza with a Z as, the VP or something,
It'll be fun to watch.
I'm excited. I know RuPaul has a lot of debatable scandals and stuff behind her name, but let's also think about how much she's done for our community, how much she has moved us forward by just simply existing. And at every opportunity, look at her. She's creating a show that has given how many drag queens careers, have given them a new way of life that would have not have been possible. And here she is still recognizing and reaching back and continuing to uplift now the icons and the legends. When is the last time anybody's seen anybody really do anything for Liza Minnelli? And here she is still reaching back and giving credit where credit's due. And 100%. I just want to take a moment. RuPaul is doing something iconic, and I'm so happy to see that somebody that I've supported, and I love that show. You know, I love my viewing parties.
You do.
I do. So it's always great when you see somebody that you respect someone else. And
Who's watching Drag Race right now?
Of course.
Oh, we have our viewing parties. So.
Okay, so who's winning?
Who do we want to win?
No, there's a difference. Who's winning?
I want Anya Nerve.
The black girl, Anya Nerve.
I don't think she's
Anya Nerve is amazing.
With her handsome father.
Okay, and I think that she should win too.
We love our Susie too. We love our Fort Lauderdale queen, Susie too. We do love you so very much. And we are also rooting for you to also get the crown. Maybe a dual crowning, you know. Break that crown in half.
Listen, RuPaul can do whatever RuPaul does, okay?
Yeah,
and we'd be okay with it. I'm just saying.
Clears.
As long as the track clears, all right? We will be watching for sure. We love you, Susie, too. So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Javiera Arnillas, and let's queer up business. Other Mississippi restaurants hit back against cafe, the straight couples only discount promotion. Restaurants in Long Beach, Mississippi are speaking out against Darwell's Happiness Cafe after the owners announced a controversial discount exclusively for straight couples. In a now deleted Facebook video, owners Darwell and Nettie Michelle Jigger offered the deal to what they described as the real kind of couple, those who can produce a child. Nettie added, quote, "We don't do the trans or the lesbians or gays. I'm sorry, that's down the street." End quote. Nettie later apologized on Facebook saying, quote, "I'm truly sorry if you got offended or misunderstood something not meant to hurt anyone." End quote. But the post was removed, and her profile now displays a sign reading, quote, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone," end quote. Darwell defended the promotion, calling it a special for a specific group, and declared the cafe a non-weirdo zone. The backlash was swift. Trax Bar and Grill shared a screen recording of the video.
Happy Tuesday to y'all. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Have I got something special for the rest of the day, folks? It's 1 o'clock. We usually stay open until about 2:30. There she is. Look at her. Nettie Monroe. Come on in. We are having what we call till 2:30 a celebration of Couples Day. Couples Day at Darwell's. Couples Day at Darwell's. If you come in and you're a couple, no matter how long you've been together, dating, married, if you're a couple, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, guy and girl, couple, the real kind of couple.
Oh, because we don't do the trans or the lesbians or gays. I'm sorry,
Couple.
that's down the street.
Okay, couple, when you come in for the next hour and a half and you are a couple, can produce a child couple, we'll give you something free. How you like that, folks? Y'all come on in here to see us. Real food for real people, made for real couples. Hope to see y'all soon.
Trax Bar and Grill owner Jessica Notter expressing outrage, quote, "The disgust I feel for statements made in this video is immeasurable." End quote. Trax Bar and Grill is now hosting a Unity in the Community event with local drag queen performances. Meanwhile, local influencers, Your Barefoot Neighbor and Mississippi Queen are leading the Love the Coast tour, a celebration of inclusive local spots. So far, 560 people have signed up. Long Beach businesses are making it clear, hate has no home here. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like homophobia and transphobia, are disguised. Like people who are homophobic and transphobic, they just disguise their homophobia and transphobia. That's just it. And whenever like there's an opportunity for them to just like show it off, it will appear. That's just what I think.
The problem is they weren't even disguising it, and they were saying no weirdos here, and look at the video.
Yeah.
Like they were out there saying we're homophobic, and not only should inclusive places around them get involved, but people who, just everybody, the entire community should get behind that.
Yeah.
Again, that there's no place for that type of rhetoric at all. Inclusion should be it, and inclusion is everybody.
Unpopular opinion. Please make more videos like this. Let me know where not to stop. Tell me where not to
No, but this really does help us, right?
I need to know not to be investing in your business because you're not investing.
Listen, we work way too hard for our money.
Hello. Come on, keep making these posts. Let me know where not to go. It's okay. It'll be just like
Put on your coochie cutters and put on that little shawl and then big ass glasses. This girl.
Sorry.
That was...
Say your hatred out loud so I know exactly where I'm welcome, and that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, and that's the thing.
That was embarrassing.
And then now every other business around you will thrive while they're being embraced, and they're like, nope, we don't stand with that, and watch our community patronize them and watch that business fail.
Hello.
You know what's even crazier is that they really truly believe that they were being funny, right? Like you see it in their faces, like they weren't harming anybody or saying anything out of character, right? We just want, no weirdos here, and nobody looks. I mean, they look like,
Boo Boo the fool.
It was like the most awkward minute I've ever experienced.
Yeah, right. It's like
what's happening?
But what I hope, also, I'm glad that the backlash, but the problem is there's going to be those people that agree with them. And unfortunately, their voices get very loud. So that's why I would encourage everybody who's signed up in their community, but people who are maybe business owners go, oh, I can't say anything because this is the time to say something.
Yes.
This is the time to say, I don't agree with my neighbor.
right.
At all.
100%.
And I know that they will drown in anonymity. This is the most press that they're going to get, and it's for this crap, and they are going to drown and burn.
Yes.
Period. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. As a nonprofit LGBTQ media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We'd also like to thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ community's most popular pizza in South Florida.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. These anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ and ally community.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on our favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out television network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat! And on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Rex, Rogosch, Jason, Cobian, Jasmine, Bonnie Builder, and Javiera Arnillas. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We hope that you will join us by embracing love, generosity, bravery, by being transformative and being queer. Good night.